Welcome to a Porsche Car Whisperer video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, my name is Mason Gilchrist and I cover everything Porsche. And today I'm going to be discussing what are going to be some of the changes you're going to find in the model year 2020 Taycan to 2021. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so right off the bat, one of the biggest non-changes that we're going to find in the Taycan is going to be that the price is actually unchanged for the 4S Turbo and Turbo S. So that's huge news. But on another note, a couple of things that are going to be changing is, for one, on all the cars for model year 2020, it was a forced option to get this panoramic sunroof. Now we're going to be able to option, starting in 2021, the aluminum roof. It was initially released with aluminum roof, but now it's no longer going to be a forced option where you have to get it. A couple other changes that we're going to see now in the Taycan 4S, we'll actually be able to option it with the Performance Battery, not the Performance Battery Plus. For 2020, all the cars had the Performance Battery Plus, which is 93 kilowatts, which was about a $6,000 option. Now we're going to be able to have the 79.2 kilowatt battery. That's going to be a little bit less expensive. We're not going to get quite as much performance out of the Taycan 4S. It's going to have about 522 horsepower, and the range is going to be probably closer to 200 miles, maybe the high ones, with that performance battery. But that's going to help keep the price down on the Taycan 4S. So now with the 2021 model, we'll be able to have that performance battery and no longer be forced to get the Performance Battery Plus. Speaking of the battery, for all the 2020 cars, we had to get what was called the Mobile Charger Connect. It's an upgraded charger. It's 19.2 kilowatt charger that you can be using at home. Now that's no longer going to be a forced option either. So now we'll be able to get what we call the Mobile Charger Connect Plus. That's going to start probably sometime in Q1 of 2021. And the Mobile Charger Connect will no longer be a forced option. I highly recommend the Mobile Charger Connect just because it helps you charge your Taycan a lot faster when you're at home. But if you want to shave about $1,000, you can now just have the standard Mobile Charger Connect Plus. That's going to be it's going to be 9.6 kilowatts, so it'll just charge the vehicle a little bit slower. A couple other things that we're also going to find now on the 2021 Taycan is that, of course, the cars already come with the adaptive air suspension, but now we're actually going to be able to have programmable locations to where you'll be able to lower and raise the vehicle. For example, let's say that you're going into your driveway, and that's always a time where you have to raise up the car just so you don't scrape. Now you'll be able to program that to every time you get to that location, the car will automatically raise up and you'll be able to go right up your driveway. So that's a really cool option that's coming for 2021. We're also going to have an update to what we call FOD and OTA. What is FOD and OTA? Well, FOD means function on demand, and OTA means over the air. So now if a Taycan does not come with several specific options, now we'll be able to option it with, for example, Porsche InnoDrive. You'll be able to buy that from a store and now enable that function on your Taycan. So if you didn't option it from the factory, now you're going to be able to buy it after the fact, or maybe even have a little bit of a trial period where you'll be able to try that option just for a little bit of time, see if you like it, and then you can always turn it off in your car. So you'll be able to add functions and take away functions on the 2021 Taycan. Now, for over-the-air updates, there's going to be a decent amount of updates that are going to be happening to the maps. And a lot of this you're going to be able to do what we call over-the-air. So you're not going to have to go into your Porsche Center to be able to have these updates happen. In the past, to any updates to software, you actually had to go into the Porsche store and the technician had to load that software onto your car. Now, for a lot of the functionalities, we're going to have what we call over-the-air updates, and the car's just going to update automatically. Another function that you'll be able to add through function on demand is also active lane keeping assist. So that'll be able to be added to your car, just like I was discussing a moment ago. For the Porsche InnoDrive, you'll also be able to try a trial period for the active lane keeping assist. There's also going to be some updates to expansion of the charging planner. So what is the charging planner? Well, now as soon as we get to a specific destination, we'll be able to have the car be at a desired state of charge that we have programmed. So let's say I'm here in Southern California, I'm going all the way up to San Francisco, and by the time I get to San Francisco, I want my vehicle to be at 75%. I can now use that via the charging planner. So the charging planner, pretty much as we're going on a road trip, it's going to tell us where we need to stop and for how long. So if at my destination I want to be at 75%, it will have me stop prior to my destination. It will take me up to a certain state of charge and make sure that when I'm back and I have arrived in San Francisco, now I'm at 75%. So that's going to be a pretty cool add-on feature that we're going to have. Also going to have a new function, smart maintenance. So the car will be able to recognize the necessity of a service and repair and also contact the customer. So if something is going to be coming up with the servicing of your vehicle, it's going to contact you and let you know that your car is going to be needing service soon. Also a new function, breakdown call. So you'll be able to press a soft button in the PCM that's going to call an active support line, and they may be able to fix your Taycan remotely. Not to say in all cases it's going to fix your Taycan, but how cool is that? Let's say you've all of a sudden broken down and they can remotely fix your Taycan from a different location and get you back on the road if all of a sudden your Taycan breaks down. That's a pretty cool feature. Whereas in the past, if your car broke down, you would pretty much be a sitting duck and you would have to get a tow truck. So now you may be able to eliminate that to where they can get you back on the road just for an extended period of time, and then probably recommend going to the Porsche Center shortly after that. But that's going to be a really cool feature. You're also now going to be able to lock and unlock your car via Porsche Connect. Now, for those of you that have already had a Porsche Macan or Cayenne, you can already lock your car or unlock your car from Porsche Connect, but now we're going to be able to do that with the Taycan, as well as do horn flashing. So let's say you're in a huge parking lot and you can't find where your Taycan's at. Now you'll be able to lock or flash the horns and find where your car is. I already spoke a little bit about the updates and the navigation maps. There's going to be lane-specific traffic information now inside of the car's maps and PCM. So it will be able to tell you if a certain lane is a little bit faster flow of traffic and getting you to the location a little bit faster. There's also going to be updates to the visualization and operation of the map system here on the Taycan as well. Now, there's something that I find that's going to be a pretty cool feature, is something that we call the new battery-friendly charging function. So we'll actually be able to now program the car to not maybe charge quite as fast. Let's say you're at one of Electrify America's charging stations. You'll now be able to program it to go a little bit slower, and the battery won't heat up as much. So as soon as you get back on the road, you'll be able to have optimal performance, and it'll help with degradation of the battery long term. Because the faster you charge a battery, it's going to degrade just a little bit quicker than if you had a little bit slower charging time. So now, with this new battery-friendly charging function, you'll be able to control the speed of the charging at any of these DC charging stations. Of course, the max is 270 kilowatts, but we'll be able to bring it down if we want, just to help. If we can be staying at that location for a little bit longer time, we'll be able to hold that charge and just keep it go, just have it go a little bit slower, just to help with battery friendly. That's why it's called battery friendly function. One of the biggest changes to the Taycan, especially the turbo, as these brakes are standard, but also on the 4S, is with the PSCB, the Porsche Surface Coated Brakes. For the 2020, they're actually 10 piston. They're massive. Now they're going to be automatically optioned with 6 pistons. So it's going to be a little bit smaller brakes, but it's also going to save a lot of weight. So Porsche found that we don't necessarily need these huge 10 piston brakes up in front. 6 pistons will do just fine and stop the car in plenty of time, as a lot of the braking actually goes through the electric motors. Only when you're doing some serious braking do you actually use the brakes. So the 6 piston is just fine, and it's actually going to shave just about 24 pounds of weight. So that's a lot. That's a huge savings. 24 pounds of unsprung weight, especially if let's say you're taking your Taycan on the track. That's a lot. Now, there's also going to be the option to be able to have active parking support. So you'll be able to, it'll help you parallel and perpendicular park as you're driving. New function. Also being able to option the Taycan with the heads-up display. So up until now, we haven't been able to get a heads-up display in the Taycan. Now we'll be able to option it with that. Then there's going to be a series of new exterior and interior colors. And then for exterior colors, one's cherry metallic, coffee beige metallic, frozen berry metallic, mahogany metallic, chalk, ice gray metallic, and Neptune blue. I'm pretty stoked to see Neptune blue. I've always been a blue car guy, so to be able to see this new Neptune blue, I'm pretty excited. It looks really cool. If you guys want to go to the configurators and check that out, I'll leave a link down below so you guys can go configure your own Porsche Taycan 2021 and go ahead and check out. I highly recommend that Neptune Blue. And then as far as interior color, is also going to have an expansion of that as well. So we're going to be able to have standard interior black on limestone, blackberry interior color, graphite blue on slate gray, leather interior blackberry on slate gray, and then we got a club leather salt black, a very nice Moranti brown. So go ahead and look out for that if you guys are expanding your color palette and maybe you want to get a little bit different color Taycan that you've been seeing as the norm. Now we're expanding the color ranges. A decent amount of functions are going to be coming new to the Taycan. So I'm excited for the 2021 Taycan. And again, if you guys have any questions about speccing your own 2021 Taycan, or even just Taycan questions in general, or any car for that matter, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them, or even send me an email at pcarwhisper@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to help you guys with any of your Porsche questions. As always, I hope that you guys were able to learn and gain some new insight on the 2021 Porsche Taycan. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.